through whirlwinds and storms the human hopes to grow, looking for an exit, looking for relief from their fever, a cure that one day will heal the inherited abyss, a longing which I thought I killed, but the remnants frustrate until I've wandered to witness parallel and perpendicular paths of life in search of a familiar corner. Just a little caress and attention. My journey led me to downtrodden cinemas that house no special amenities or luxuries, but the faithful spinning of the projector to beam life onto the pale canvas. A wonderful cinema that every day I conjure to teach me more and more about life. I love books, but books are a rigid force. They don't provide the warmth and company that films do. I am faithful to those images, tapestries of joy and deceit. I fade out to lose myself trying to understand an ending that I did not expect, or the actions of a failed protagonist. I gave up and went crying to the legs of Silvana Mangano, whose face I vaguely remember during our Italian summers, lying in rice paddies. It still feels a little lonely in my room. A lack of clarity or relaxation, as if the world stood up, took out its suitcase, and went to hell. How sad my nights get, drinking from solemn cups of coffee, listening to songs of dread, trivias to self-slavery, writing nonsense. I dare myself to put on a film, sit down and watch it, escape, relieve some pain, learn something new, to go along on those unknown travels. Nobody could tell me I have not flown through the skies of Germany with Bruno Ganz. I've now traveled to Germany 3 times in the span of 1 month. The first time was a ghastly week in Hitler's bunker, whom was tormented by his fall. He did not know what to do with his deformed hand. He growled like a child, threw tantrums down his bleak and beaten hallways, dripping with rage. He hated no one as much as he hated himself. The second time I arrived to see a defeated Germany, with souls like leftovers cleaning themselves from their occupation by the underworld. Regretfully, on my last day, I witnessed a boy throw himself off of a building. How sad was Germany year 0. During my quarantine, I had been in Italy with Rossellini, Wertmüller, Guadagnino, Dino Risi, and Francesco Rossi. In Belarusia, I saw the Nazis pass through a beautiful town like a hurricane spun from Lisi. In the forest, I found a blonde boy in a disturbed trance who warned me to not continue, because what I was going to see would break my soul in half. I found myself in a Romanian motel during a black market abortion. It wasn't pity, but an affection I fell on from my dear Gabita. I've grown fond of France, for I have been there a ridiculous amount of times. I even spent the lovely month of May walking through its many streets and talking to its lovely inhabitants. My fondest time in France was when I spent these windy and isolated days on an island in Brittany. I remember the looks between the 2 women I stayed with, and I'm left wondering if one day I would find a love as exciting and as sad as that. Stupid. I fell in love with Pilar Lopez de Ayala in Argentina, so much that I tried to drag her out through the screen. I included her in itineraries, plans to go to Argentina to look for her. Between those haunting walls and my unbalanced head, I got to lose myself a little more. I naively thought that life was a movie. At times I prefer a movie. There are steps that one must take. There is a face to the obstacle. There is tangible goals. There is despair, but it is over. There is torment, but we beat it. There are battles, but finally the matter will be resolved. Reality. Reality is a wheel of torture that does not stop. It does not stop. The sacred reel that holds and spins the loyal film, the operation of the projector, the unraveling celluloid, a scratchy, depleted, and washed image, the death of stars, and the birth of others, an escalator to redemption, a bullet as a rebuttal, a martyr for a reason, a life that judged you when you thought they loved you, and at last, when you die, they don't remember what your name was. It was sort of possible to another life, to something new. I tell myself that when I get out of this sentence, tied to my bed, tied to my desk, I will be a new person. Look at me and tell me that I did not take advantage of all this time in quarantine, traveling and getting to know the beautiful and ugly of this world, impregnating my mind with a beautiful education.
Cogliamo il rotame? Forza, guarda!